The Corn School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by BASF and Pride Seeds.
Hi, I'm Bernard Tobin. Welcome to the Corn School. Today, I'm back down in Chatham, Ontario for part 3 of our look at seed corn production. Joined again by Mike Bechard. He is the field production manager for Pride Seeds. Now, Mike, we were here in this field in May for a look at protocols and management considerations for planting seed corn. We were back at pollination to check out why it's so important to properly detassel seed corn. We're now back here for harvest. Mike, it is the 3rd week of September. How's the crop looking?
Overall, Bernard, the crop looks really good. We're very happy with our yield so far, and we had a fairly wet July and August, and the rain sure helped us with keeping the crop in good condition. So,
hey, talk about timing here. As I say, it's 3rd week in September. We're harvesting this seed corn a lot earlier than your typical, grain corn harvest. Why so early?
Yeah, great question. I guess most farmers are surprised how early we do start harvest. This year we started September 6th. We're now 40% into our harvest season. It's September 22nd today. 3rd week of harvest for us. Things are going really well, but we need to get started, and primarily for 3 reasons we need to get started early. Number 1, we got to get this crop off before we get any frost whatsoever, because frost can hurt the germ of the seed, and we're trying to produce seed here. So second reason is the higher the moisture is, the more gentle the handling at harvest. So we're harvesting on the ear, of course, so we want gentle handling of each ear. And the 3rd reason is the higher the moisture, the less kernel loss we get off of these ears. We want to make sure that the kernels stay intact with the ear so that we can recover them. So Those are the primary 3 reasons.
You want to keep those kernels on the ear. And hey, that takes me to technology here. We're looking at the picker here. Now, this isn't your standard, header or rotary combine. This is much different than what farmers would use to harvest grain corn. Tell us about this technology.
Yeah, this essentially is just a sweet corn harvester, and it picks the ears on the seed on the ears, and we want to keep them on the ears because we have to do 2 more functions in the plant. Number 1, we have to look for off types once the seed is coming across the sort tables. And the second reason is it gives us another opportunity to remove any diseased ears that we may find.
Talk about, the job of the picker operator here. What's he focused on in that cab?
Yeah. So that picker operator is really focused on getting every ear he can into the picker. So obviously he's adjusting stripper plates to ensure that he is bringing in the ear and not letting seed get through the head of the combine and shelled out onto the ground. So he is a farmer, understands all that, and treats every seed field just like it's his own. And he does a great job of making the fine-tune adjustments along the way, because each field, and actually throughout the day, there's even adjustments needed. Yeah. So.
And that's another question. You're harvesting seed for about 50 varieties here. You're moving from field to field. What type of quality, assurance and separation standards do you have to maintain?
Yeah, so we do have to make sure that we have a good purity level in our field, so we have to clean out our pickers, the heads, the carts, the trucks. They all have to be cleaned down so that there's no ears from other varieties to contaminate the next variety. And as well at the plant, which we'll see a little bit later, we do a full kernel clean down. So that's quite a process. It takes a lot of people, but every variety switch involves about I would say somewhere around 20 hours of labor. So
now these guys are going to roll out of this field with these trailers full of seed corn ears heading to the plant. Tell us what's going to happen there.
So once it gets to the plant, first of all, they'll come across our scale, get weighed in, and then backed up to a walking floor. The walking floor is the process where it unloads the trucks and gives us a constant, continuous, even flow of corn that goes throughout our plant. So it's a real critical step because we don't want any builds up or blockages or plug ups. So continuous flow of corn is crucial. From there it heads up to our husking room where the seed is dropped into A and K husking beds, which remove the husk off the ear so that our corn sorters can then see the ears and make the determination if it's true to type or if it's an off type. Any off types are going to be removed at that stage, as well as any diseased kernels and ears. So they're looking for white mold and fusarium and removing that kind of stuff as well, Bernard.
What about drying here? I mean, obviously there's some drying goes on here. Take us through that process.
Yeah, so once the sorting is complete, the corn is deposited onto another belt, which takes it up to our dryer. It falls into a dryer bin, which has a 45-degree angle floor on it with perforated flooring. With natural gas heat, we send a constant low temperature heat. We're drying our corn somewhere between 96 and 98 degrees Fahrenheit for a period of 72 to 80 hours. After 72 to 80 hours are completed, we get down to a moisture level of about 12.5%.
Pretty low.
So at that point, we can then shell the corn.
Yeah.
And then from there, it goes into its permanent storage bin, either in the Chatham plant or the Pancor plant.
Yeah. And then we get ready. We've got to do some bagging and get that seed corn off the farm, right?
Yep, and that's going to keep us busy right from November to April every year, putting all those different varieties in the bag with our production team, running 3 shifts, so around the clock. Yeah. For pretty well the whole winter month and the late fall as well. So,
hey Mike, it has been a great summer down here covering this process with you. Thank you for taking the time and making it happen on Real Agriculture's Corn School.
You're more than welcome, Bernard.